Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this look. It is going to be a voiceover because this was filmed in the morning, and at that moment my nephew was up with my sisters. There was too much noise for me to actually a regular video, so today is a video. It's going to be a voiceover once again. If you guys like this look, please give it a thumbs up, and if you guys want to see how I got this look, please keep on watching. Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a tutorial. I think I'm going to end up doing a smoked out wing liner. So I took a shower and I moisturized my skin with the Clinique Dramatically Different moisturizer. I'm going to go get it in a second. So that's the Clinique Dramatically Different moisturizer that I always apply usually before I apply my makeup. And now I'm grabbing the NYX Prime and Prep spray, and I'm spraying probably about 5 spritz throughout my face. And before that, I use it's a 10 Miracle Worker for your hair, and I spray that all the time every time I get out of the shower. And I spray about 3 throughout my hair. And as I was showing, I grab any type of lip conditioner that I have. Today I use a CarMax one. And I just apply that throughout my lips so that my lips aren't as dry once I'm applying my liquid lipstick or whatever I am applying for my lips later on. I always make sure that I always have a primer on before I start with my makeup. So today for my makeup, for my eyeshadow, I'm using tape, and I always rip out a piece of tape it onto the back of my hand so that it doesn't have so much of a harsh effect once I take it off of my eyes. So once I do that on the back of my hand, I apply it to edge of my eye, to the edge of my eyebrow, to mimic that perfect wing liner, so it'd be easier for me to do that as well. And today, instead of doing my eyebrows first, I am going to apply my Maybelline concealer onto my eyes, and I'm just going to blend that out with a brush. And to set that, I'm going to go in using the Carly Bible palette, the first shade, and I'm just going to grab a little bit on my brush and set that primer eyes. And I'm going to do that to both eyes as well. Using that third shade, I'm going to grab a crease brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit, and I'm just going to apply that on the crease of my eye, and I'm just going to build it up to the pigmentation that I want to. And it's better, you guys, to start off with a little bit less product and to build up than to start off with a lot of product and to have a hard time blending it out, sorry. So as you see, I went back to pick up a little bit more of that eyeshadow and applied more to my eyelid. And I do that about 3 times to each eye. Along with just putting it in the crease, I am also putting it all over my eyes, mainly focusing it on the crease, but I'm just trying to get an overall effect, transition shade. And I'm doing that to the other side as well, picking up a little bit, going back and forth, and blending. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit more, go back and forth, and blend, and also put some on my eyelid. And you can see here I fast forwarded a little bit, so we're not sitting here for forever watching myself blend the eyeshadow. But patience is key. Now with another Morphe brush, I'm going to grab the 4th shade. It's a little bit more of a muave shade. And I'm going to apply that right on top, a little bit below the crease, just to give it a little bit more dimension and a little bit more color. You guys can see I'm just working it slowly into that first shade, trying to blend them together, doing my best, not putting so much in the inner corner of my eye, but more on the outer corner. making a gradual effect into the inner corner. And again, picking up a little bit and applying more to the other side. Oh, in case you guys were wondering, I got these little Bum Bums headband from Dave & Buster's. They're super duper cute. I believe they have this in the shade gray, which is the one that I have right now, and black, and it's only like 200 tickets, but it's awesome. It's been working out for me so well. And now with the same brush, I'm going to grab that last shade that you guys just saw. It's a little bit darker, not purely black, but mimic of a black. And I'm just going to, again, reapply that on the outer corner and just giving it more dimensions. And yeah. Making sure there's no harsh lines, blending, blending, and blending. Now I'm going to go in with that original crease brush, and I'm just going to, with no more product, I'm just going to blend all those shades that we have in our... Now using this BH Cosmetics palette, I'm grabbing that black shade, and I'm going to grab it with my e.l.f. flat shader brush. I put a little bit on my brush, and I started to mimic out a wing liner. As I did this, every time that I would put more and more on to make it more pigmented, it always just wiped out what was below it. And it wasn't the brush, it was more so the eyeshadow that was just patchy, and it was not willing to get a little bit more pigmented. So sadly to say, this is probably one of the worst blacks that I used, and I got really annoyed of it, so I started using my e.l.f. wing liner, and I just created a regular wing liner with that. Grabbing a Morphe brush and my Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Nude, I put 2 pumps of that on my brush and dispersed it along my face before I blended it out. I do realize that I did put a little bit too much, but it's okay because I was going for more of a full coverage foundation anyway. And especially with this Too Faced Born This Way foundation, you can build it up to make it more of a full coverage finish. So that's exactly what I did. And I'm just making sure that everything is blended on my face and down my neck as well, because you don't want to have 2 separate colors of your neck and on your face. So once I'm all done blending that, I'm just going to make sure that everything is blended on my face foundation wise. Now I'm just making sure all that foundation is blended. Once that foundation is blended, I'm going to put a little bit of concealer on the main points in my face. I know I haven't done my eyebrows yet, but I will end up doing that when I do powder. So while that powder is setting, I will end up doing my eyebrows. And I'm grabbing my NARS concealer in the shade Custard. A little bit under my eyes. I don't need that much since I don't have a lot of dark under eye circles. And I'm just putting in the center of my face, my nose, my forehead, my chin. And I'm just going to blend that out with the same Morphe foundation brush that I had used for my foundation previously. And I'm not really rubbing so much, I'm using kind of stippling motions to make sure that it works well into my skin. And now I'm going to blend out the under eye very gently because I don't want to press too hard under there as well. And I'm just going to disperse the concealer evenly throughout my face. Make sure everything is blended well together. And then again, do that to the other side where the concealer was on my left eye. And then I'm going to grab my NYC powder and a sponge. And I'm going to apply the powder, but before I apply the powder under my eyes, you see that I am dabbing out all the little creases that settled already with my foundation brush, and then I'm going in with powder. I know I'm a little out of focus, sorry about that, but I was trying to look well into my mirror. You guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing now. But I'm just applying a little bit more powder under my eyes, on my chin, mainly where I got oily, so during my nose and my forehead. And I apply a little bit too throughout my face as well, just to set my foundation, and so that to make sure that the powders, bronzer, blush, highlighter goes on evenly. And as well with setting my whole face, I'm going to set my neck where I put the foundation so that the color doesn't transfer onto my clothes or anything like that. Now I'm going to grab my Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Dark Brown, and I'm just going to fill in my brows real quick. I try to speed it up a little bit because you guys have seen me do my eyebrows before. If you guys want an eyebrow routine, you guys can definitely let me know in the down bar below, and I would be happy to do so. Once I do both eyebrows, I'm just going to go in with the spoolie, brush everything out to make sure that there's nothing harsh going on there. And now I'm going to grab this Equal 2's powder brush, and I'm going to brush away all that powder. And along with using the powder that was under my eyes, I'm going to set the rest of my face. And now I'm going to grab that same Morphe brush that we were using. I'm going to pick up the 2 middle shades that we used, and I'm just going to apply that on my lower lash line so that it's evenly distributed with the colors that were on top. And I'm going to go back with that middle shade, and I'm going to run that again through my lower lash line, connecting it to my top lash line to make sure, once again, that all the eyeshadows are connected. And once again, I apologize for not making this a smoky liner, but like I said, it turned out to something that I really liked, so I wasn't mad at it. And then once again, I'm going to go in with that e.l.f. liner and what was left on that brush and to sharpen out the wing liner that I had. And as you can see, I was trying to find a bronzer. The first one was too light, so I just went with my NYC trusty bronzer on a tiny Morphe brush to create that contour line. And then after that, I'm going to go in with a bigger bronzer brush, and I'm going to stipple that on my face as well to blend everything out. Oh, and by the way, the bronzer brush that I'm using is going to be the same Equal Tools brush that we used. And I know that line looks a little bit scary at first, but if you just take your time and softly blend, it'll all work out well. And then I dipped into the NYC bronzer, applied a little bit on the brush, and now I'm just distributing evenly on my face. My cheeks, I'm going to put some on my forehead to balance out all the lightness and darkness on my face. And I'm also going to apply some to my neck to make sure that my neck, my cheeks, and my forehead are all the same color, and one isn't too light and one isn't too dark. So that is why I'm doing all of that. And also, if you contour your neck a little bit, it's going to make you look a little bit slimmer, as well as your cheekbones. Just like contouring your forehead is going to mimic you having a smaller forehead. I'm just going to go back, blend out all that contour, make sure everything is well. And then I'm going to go in using a Lancome blush. I've forgotten the shade, but I'm gonna look and I should be putting in the description bar below. But it's not very a pigmented blush, so it should be very easy to blend out, and you kind of have to tap it a couple times. But it is a beautiful blush in my opinion. And then for highlighter, I'm going to go back with that Carly Bible, the first two shades, and use those as highlighters. The second two, you can use them as like bronzer toppers, things like that, blush toppers. But I haven't used these highlighters in a while, and I don't know why, but today they looked really intriguing to me, and so I decided to wear them today. For my lips, I'm going to go in with this NYX lip liner. I forgot the shade, but like I said, I will leave it down below. Sorry guys for the inconvenience. But I'm going to overdraw them a little bit. I always tend to overdraw my lips just a little bit, not so that it's too noticeable, but I just do it just because I like the way that it looks. And then after that, I'm going to go in with a liquid lipstick. And I bought these liquid lipsticks from Amazon, but I guess they're supposed to be dupes for the Kylie Cosmetics. I kind of like the way that they sit, and so I was just trying to see if this color would complement the look, and I said yep, so I'm going with that. And I'm just going to apply that all over my lips. So I'm back. I put on my lashes. Everything's done. All I gotta do is set it. I'm just gonna use what I have in front of me, which is this NYX First Base Primer Base. So I have my MAC Prep and Prime. I'm just gonna use this.
Ma, aquí te traigo la cosa, ¿ves? Y puta que te estuviste mal mucho tiempo ahí.
Anyway,